Okay, I tested the QB78 today indoors at 15 yards, and I wanted to show you the chart here. This is the best way you can test for any pellet, doing a lot of sets. And usually it's good to start on a clean barrel so that you can find out if the rifle likes fouling or not. Some rifles will like fouling and some rifles like things clean. So there's a lot you can analyze from a chart like this. This is 75 shots, and each group represents 5 shots. So this is at 15 yards. QB78, we are using the 11.5 grain H&N Silver Point. So once again, 75 shots, 5 shot groups. The average center to center was 5.43. At 25 yards, we can predict by doubling that, 25, 30 yards, that we're going to get just maybe a tiny bit over an inch at 25 yards. At least we're hoping for that. Let me show you what an inch looks like for 25 yards here and then compare it to the actual group size. The actual group size center to center we were getting was in between these two right here at 15 yards, and here's an inch right here. And then what we hope for is if we double an inch going from 25 yards to 50 yards, that's 2 inches. So we hope that we could stay within a 2-inch zone at 50 yards. So I don't know what you guys feel like if you're rabbit hunters or whatever, but that's a 2-inch circle at 50 yards. So we can kind of guess that that it would be like that, but we'd have to actually do the test to see if it's true or not. This isn't my best pellet for the QB78. The best pellet is a 10.34 grain Air Arms, and that one, when I do the same test here, the groups are much tighter. This one isn't bad, the 11.5 Silver Point, because it's still keeping within our zone, which is we want to try to get 1-inch groups at 25 yards. That's kind of like the unofficial hunting type standard, if you want to call it that. 1-inch kill zone at 25 yards makes people happy for 5 shot groups. So, but anyway, that's one thing that I wanted to tell you guys, that if you want to find out more about your CO2 rifle, like how many shots it'll go through, I would separate them into 5-shot groups so you can see your drop and stuff. Literally, there was hardly any change in drop for at least 60 shots. Not too much of a drop, but then here it starts to drop about a 1/4 inch, and right here a little bit further. But that's great consistency, so it's predictable. Now this rifle was sighted in for a 10.34 grain, and you can see that the 11.5s are all pulling over to the left here. But if we wanted to sight this rifle in, what we would do is we would simply fire the shot group and then move it over with our click values to bring it over here to sight in the rifle. So anyways, there's that there, and I'll give you another quick peek at the QB78, and you can look at the videos on my YouTube channel. I've got a QB78 marathon, and you can find out everything about this rifle on that video. But what I'm going to do is just kind of scan the rifle real quick for you guys so that you can see what it looks like. And I just got a cheap 3:9 by 32 on there. I could use a more expensive scope, but them 10.34s that I was shooting, I used this scope, and I found that the scope was doing just fine for that. This is on 9 power, by the way. So here's the rifle here, and all the information you might want to ask me about this rifle is probably on one of them videos. So if you guys want to look up my other videos, you'll be able to find more about this rifle. But I like it a lot. But it only seems to like really well that 10.34. I think that's my favorite pellet. I do drop charts on the 10.34 because it's my best performing pellet in this rifle, and I think you guys might have the same experience, so you might want to try and see which one works good for you. So there we go. All right, well, thank you very much for watching the video, you guys.